Well, good morning and welcome to Daily Focus. I want to make sure that this is recording. I apologize that I've been gone for quite some time, but it was just a timing thing, really. We went to the Baptist World Board meeting in Indianapolis and had a chance to catch up with a lot of my preacher friends from around the country, and that's always encouraging. Then we had a super senior activity, and then I took the golf team golfing, and then Michelle and I flew out here to Florida to see our grandson that was just born a couple of weeks ago, and to tidy up some things here at the house to make sure we're ready for move-in date in June. And so there's just a lot of moving pieces in our life, and appreciate your understanding and knowing that these things come and go. But once I retire, I think I'm going to have a much more consistent approach, and maybe be able to do something a little bit more detailed in our morning devotional time. Well, we are in 2 Samuel chapter 1, and I think it's important to give honor to whom honor is due. And even when somebody doesn't live their life in an honorable way, and there's not things in their life that we can give honor to, there is an aspect of honoring God's design and God allowing certain people to be in certain positions, and then to show honor to the fact that God has allowed people to serve and to rule in a certain place, a certain position. We can thank God for his sovereignty and involvement in everything. David gives to us quite an example here of how to deal with Saul and Jonathan, even though God clearly said their days were numbered. He was not going to let them continue to rule Israel because of Saul's disobedience. In verse 17, and David lamented with lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan his son. And he bade them teach the children of Judah to use the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Asher. In other words, Saul was a great warrior. Saul was a great leader of war. And Jonathan was a tremendous soldier. And we know that by some stories that the Bible gives us about it. The beauty of Israel is slain upon high places. How are the mighty fallen? Tell it not in Gath, publish it not in the streets of Ascalon, lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice, lest the daughters of the uncircumcised triumph. Boy, let me just stop there and just remind us as Christians to not be talking about those in Christianity that fall. Maybe they've made some bad financial decisions. Maybe they have made some bad moral decisions. Maybe they have self-destructed in one way or another. The Christians ought not be talking about that in front of the world, lest the world rejoice. And yet Christians fall prey to this all the time. They cannot control or will not control their tongue. And boy, the Bible has so much to say about the importance of controlling the tongue. And so let's remind each other that even David at this time, when he had been pursued, even with the intent of Saul killing him, he still says, let's not publish this amongst the enemies. He makes that clear. So that's just a sidelight. Ye mountains of Gilboa, let there be no dew, let there be no rain upon you, nor fields of offerings, for there the shield of the mighty is vilely cast away, the shield of Saul, as though he had not been anointed with oil. In other words, here Saul dies, and it's as if, let's not treat him as if he was not put there by God. Let's remember God put him there for a season. God gave him every opportunity to excel and be successful. He just would not. But he was chosen of God for this position. From the blood of the slain, from the fat of the mighty, the bow of Jonathan turned not back, and the sword of Saul returned not empty. Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives, and in their death they were not divided. They were swifter than eagles. They were stronger than lions. Ye daughters of Israel, weep over Saul, who clothed you in scarlet, with other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel. How are the mighty fallen in the midst of the battle? O Jonathan, thou wast slain in thine high places. I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant hast thou been unto me. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of women. How are the mighty fallen, and the weapons of war perished? Boy, there's something to say about true friendship. There is something to say about the love that true friends share with one another, that deep loyalty, that amazing trust, that respect for one another cannot be compared. And so we're reminded in this short text of how to honor what God has done. Even when people make bad decisions, God had a beautiful intent. God had a beautiful purpose. And those people, there is always something for which we can say positive about them. And David gives us an illustration that at somebody's death, it's not the time to air all your grievances. It's not the time to try to settle the score or set the record straight. Find something positive you can say, or don't say anything at all. Maybe that's good advice for us, even while people are alive. If we can't say something nice, then let's just keep it to ourselves. Giving honor the way God intended it. God bless you. I hope you have a great day. I'll be traveling the next 2 days with bringing my parents back home from Florida. I'll try to stop at a rest area somewhere and still get in a daily focus if I can. But God bless you, folks.